Is he live? I think he's live. Is he live and sound coming out of my speakers? Let me check that. No, we're good. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what a day, what a day. I'm very tired. I've just come in from 90 minutes of playing tennis and then remembered I wanted to do this live stream. So if I fall asleep during this, you'll know why. I'm dying over here. I hope you're all well. Today is a good day. Today, hello Jason, how's it going? Today is a good day. Today, my new book came out. Guided Practice Routines for Guitar Advanced Level. There's a link in the description if you want to go pick that up on Amazon. Fantastic. I will take questions about what's in the book, etc. But today, I am going to be sitting here and I'm going to be doing some practice. I'm going to be doing some practice for me. I'm going to be doing some practice for you. Of course, practice is something that I was going to say I've become pretty synonymous with over the last couple of years because, of course, I do a weekly guided practice routine over on Patreon every single week. I've been doing that for 86 weeks, I think. Very long time now. We've never missed a week. A whole practice routine every week. I walk you through it. I play it. You get to play along with me. And you become a better guitar player. But of course, they did so well that my publisher, Fundamental Changes, asked me if I wanted to release a book with some guided practice routines in. And I did. So Guided Practice Routines for Guitar Foundation Level came out a while back. And that did well. You guys enjoyed that. I think that book's been out for over 6 months and it's still Fundamental Changes' best-selling book, as far as I'm aware. It's still doing great. Then I released the intermediate level, and today the advanced level came out. So I'm going to give you some spoilers about the book. What does advanced mean? I hate the word advanced. I hate it. I just hate the word advanced because the more I play guitar, the less advanced I feel. You know, it's funny, when I was 16, I thought I was a pretty advanced guitar player. And I think that Dunning-Kruger effect is something we all suffer from. And I think the word advanced can often lead to more of an ego thing than it can an actual development in a player. So although I've called the book Advanced, in the very first, in the introduction, I talk about not wanting to use the word advanced. What does advanced mean? I don't like the word advanced, but I do like the word advancing. One of my favourite books, of course, is Mick Goodrick's The Advancing Guitarist. If he'd called that The Advanced Guitarist, it has a totally different vibe to it, right? But The Advancing Guitarist. So I don't like to think of myself as an advanced player. I like to think of myself as a player that's constantly advancing, moving forward. So I've got some things that I'm going to practice today for me, because I want to get better at things. I want to be able to use things in my playing. I've got some things that I use a lot subconsciously, you know, stuff that's just an innate part of my playing. I use a lot of melodic minor. It's just an innate part of my playing. But, you know, I could always be better at diminished. So today I'm going to be sitting and using some diminished stuff. But, of course, I will take questions about anything that's in the book. Happy to do that. Hello, everybody. Bell End wants more guitar solos. It might happen at some point. It might not. Who knows? Levi, matter-of-fact clay. Have I said that? Do I say matter-of-fact often? Yeah. Two live streams in 1 week. Yeah, this is going to be a very different live stream. Luke's got the book for beginners and 2 of my country books. Thank you very much, Luke. I really appreciate that. My country books were my first books, and I'm still very proud of those. Stephen mentioned 2 live streams in a week. I got to do a live stream with Johnny Highland just a couple of days ago, which is awesome because Johnny Highland is Johnny Highland. So somehow those country books have led me to a position where I am taken seriously by other country guitar players all over the world, which is really nice. So what is the next book going to be? That is a good question, Fred. Well, you know, I love these guided practice routines so much. In fact, let's switch over and let's bring the guitar up. We don't want that. We want that. As you know, I really like the guided practice routine concept. And I like it because it works for me, not just as a teacher, but as a student, as a player, doing daily guided practice sessions on Open Studio for my piano playing has been really, really good. I'm not playing the yellow Strat today. I'm playing a guitar which I haven't actually showcased on YouTube yet. There's a video coming up on this. The kind of being forced to go through a practice routine has just been really, really beneficial for me in my playing. So I like the format, so I'm thinking of doing more of that. the nature of the guided practice routine books is that I feel rushed. I always feel incredibly rushed when I'm working through that. Like there's an exercise in there that I really enjoy. As you all know, like I'm really big on triads. I love triads, so I make all of my students learn. We have to do this, right? We have to be able to do this. If I said C, I just have to know where all those triads are, right? And the idea of guided practice is I would say, okay, so we're gonna go through the cycle of fifths. We're gonna start in C. We'll play. I'll call out shapes. So we'll play C major, starting on the top 3 strings. We're going to descend through positions. We can stay around the 3rd fret area. So we'll play C major. I'll give you a count in. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it twice. Then we're thinking about going to the next key, which is going to be F. Talking you through that, I find to be like a very B flat. Talking you through that, I find to be a very effective way of practicing. Just knowledge that we should know, right? Now, of course, the nature of that is I don't get to go to that level of detail in triads in those books. So, spoilers, what I have pitched is I want to do another 3 books. I want to do a book on scale practice. I want to do a book on arpeggio practice, and I want to do a book on chord practice, where I can really devote a lot of time to those given things. Because there's just not enough. There's just not enough space in those books to really do the decent go through them on the level that I want to. So that's what I'd like. Which book's coming next? There you go. I've answered that one. The Highland live stream was really great. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with doing that. Loving the yellow strat. I love the yellow strat. I would play it, but it's not in the studio. It's in my house. Could you chat about how to practice chord tone soloing? Yes, I will. Can you demo the different pickup positions on that guitar? Sure, I'll do that, and then I'll do the chord tone thing. Flat wound strings. I gave him a go. I did give him a go. I prefer wound strings. I don't hate flat wound strings, but because I have a lot of rock in my playing, a lot of country in my playing, like I'm not a jazz player. I don't want to kid anyone into thinking I'm a jazz player. I want to think like a jazz player. I want to play like it sounds like I listen to jazz, but I don't play jazz. So anyway, pickup positions and chord tone soloing. Yeah, so this is neck pickup. That's the neck pickup. The 2 combined, the bridge pickup and the neck. And the bridge pickup. But of course, a guitar like this, I'm going to be there most of the time. That's where I like this guitar. So that's the pickups. A little bit of flat wounds, yeah, did that. I'm glad you like the idea for the next book. It's going to have fun with those. Arpeggios don't sound right with the... Okay, so I just feel like my arpeggios don't sound right with the chord. So, and this goes back to that question about chord tone soloing, right? So if I lay down a little chord for you, if I go... That's like a G7 sound, right? The problem with arpeggios and the problem with chord tone soloing is, yes, there's a Gibson Howard Roberts. The problem with chord tone soloing is it's very easy to go, okay, I know my arpeggios, so I can go. Now, to be honest, that might already sound better than your chord tone soloing, because of course my arpeggio playing isn't rhythmically limited to just going. But that aside, when I play chord tones over this, to me, the arpeggio is more than just the notes of the chord. Now, I know that's not true. I know technically the arpeggio is this. But the confidence to go... So I'm playing a lot of notes that aren't chord tones, and it started out with just do I know where my minor thirds are? That immediately makes a dominant 7 arpeggio sound better, right? I'm adding the 6 in there as well. The 6 and the 7. To me, that's chord tone soloing, right? And I think that knowledge of arpeggios is real important. And of course, when I set out chord changes, if I go play them a little bit faster. Oh no, I have to delete that. I did delete it. So that's a G7. I'm playing a lot of notes there, right? If I limit myself to one position, though, I should be able to play a good, strong G melody and a good, strong C melody. Let it breathe. C. Really let it breathe. I always know where the chords are, so G again. C. And I like targeting the third, so force myself to start on the third as G. Melody. Third of G. Third of C. And it really doesn't matter the chord change. If I give you a different set of chord changes, I'll pick something different. So if I go, let's make that dominant. It's like C major 7, 2. Did I not? I didn't set the repeat there. Sorry. If you can't play C major 7 and then you get the idea. So there's a lot of awareness of the chord at any given time. I'm always thinking chord. Right, so I'm just going to fire through more questions. Then we do the practice I wanted to do. So I know comparison, Michael Romeo signature. Would you recommend it? It was a really, really, really great guitar. I wish I still had it. I got rid of it to get another Mayonnaise, a duplicate Mayonnaise, a backup Mayonnaise, when I thought I was a rock and metal player, and I'm just not anymore. So little ideas about how to compose. Learn a million songs. Learn a million songs. If you learn a million songs, you're going to hear a million chord progressions. You're going to hear a million melodies, and composition is just the combination of melody over harmony. So if you have interesting melody, if you have interesting harmony, you'll find more interesting melodies. And if you have plain harmony, you'll have a good idea of how to play interesting melodies even over plain harmony. So that's the tip I can give you that. Recommendations on places to go in Glasgow. That's a good one. I only moved up a couple of years ago from England. Frankly, I've not had the chance to get out yet. I saw in your other video that you aren't Gigi. Oh, sorry, that you aren't. So, Michael, I'm just outside of Glasgow. I'm in Wishaw. So, in theory, you could come over here for lessons. Every 2 weeks, you can come and catch me in the Butterfly and Pig on Bath Street. That's a really good fun gig. Not because of me. I mean, I'm going to play a lot of notes, but my partner Melissa is an amazing singer. So you will enjoy that gig. So that's worth doing. Places to go in Glasgow. Other than that, Box is always popping on Sauchiehall Street. You can go to Howlin' Wolf. There's a good jam night that one of my drummer actually is more often than not the drummer on. The jam in Box is a good one. Micah Johnson is the drummer on that, and he's a fabulous drummer. So you could do that. There's plenty of things. It depends what you're looking to do, right? If you want some live music, those are good places to go and check things out. Have I heard the Empire State Bastard? I haven't. I don't know who. I don't know if that's an album or a band. Am I playing this in your head before you do it? It's spur of the moment. It's a combination of the two. It's like I'm hearing a melody and I'm playing it. But yeah, obviously I can't have planned everything out. Love channel. I currently own almost all of my fundamental changes books. Well, speaking of that, sounds like you should go pick up my new book, Guided Practice Routines for Guitar Advanced Level. I'm going to leave that up while I answer some questions. Have I noticed any Highland-isms creeping into my playing since the live stream that you did? I've transcribed so much Johnny Highland over the years that if it was going to creep in, it would creep in by now. This is, I think, the first time I've played guitar since that live stream. So I've not really had the chance to do any practice or let things happen. And country's not in my... It's not my main focus currently because, of course, I play in a soul band, so I need to be working on that, and we'll do that in a second. How do I like that guitar compared to a 339? I like a 339. I mean, I really like a 339, but this I love. I have two of these, actually. I love the Howard Roberts because it's quite slim. So it's got that jazz box look, but it's definitely slim. The cutaway is huge. And it's called the Howard Roberts Fusion. It's got a block of wood running down the middle, so it's like the 335 in that sense. It's designed to be played with a bit more grit, a bit more dirt, and not feedback. But I like the way the neck feels. And there's something about these. I like them. I like them a lot. Sorry. What's your favourite practice routine for getting better at arpeggios? That's a great question, actually. So I just posted a video today where I did playing through diatonic chords in a G major scale. That's like definitely on the more advanced side of things, like being able to go G major and go, and then moving, we'll go B minor, C major, D7. I have enough frets on this one. E I'd play here. F sharp to G. Like, that knowledge of arpeggios is good, but in order to really do that, what I'm doing is I'm playing, there's positional knowledge is what I would describe. So when I play G major, I'm doing it like that, but I could play, or maybe I'll play, let's go. There's like different ways that you might ascend up through that. And in order to do that, I have such strong knowledge of my triad forms. So when I play, if I want to move, my next note is here because I can see my triad form. Again, I can always see my triad form. So that's like tricky, but to stay in position is, for me, the real challenge. So it could be anything, right? If I grab my phone, Let's give ourselves something to work on. I deliberately want to pick a standard that I don't usually play. So I use iReal B, or iReal Pro even. We'll go in here and I'll just scroll through here until I see. We don't want to do Ain't No Sunshine. There's no chord changes in it. Perfect. Okay, Ain't Misbehaving. I never play Ain't Misbehaving. But when I look at Ain't Misbehaving, there's a C6. So I'm thinking A7, D minor 7, G7, C6. I guess we'll play this. It's not really a good position to be playing a C over E. We'll play this to F6. Just taking something like that and staying in position and going, okay, can I, with my hand here, can I play a C6 sound? Can I play an A7 sound? Can I play a D minor 7? Can I play a G7? Can I play a C6? C7 to an F6 to an F minor. It's actually an F minor 6. Going back to my C. To A7. To D minor 7. To G7. To E7. A7. And now I'm starting to put passing notes in there. D7. To G7. And back to my C even. So forcing myself to do things like that, put a different thing on. I'm just going to keep going. Once I'm with a few more chord changes than that. My problem with my iReal B is I've put so many soul tunes in here now that when I look through here, there's so many things in here that I'm seeing soul tunes and like Celine Dion's All By Myself. Like that's no good for us. There's so much pop in here. Oh, well, okay. I love this tune. All of Me. So if I take All of Me. Whoops. To A minor 7. D7, 2-5-1 in C. So just taking that, right? Can I play C major 7 here? Don't move your hand. Keep it right here. C major 7. Can I play an E7? Can I play an A7? Can I play a D minor 7? D minor 7, yeah. E7. A7. Sorry, it's A minor 7. D7. It's minor. D minor. Yeah, so that knowledge of arpeggios and taking a simple chord progression like that, instead of just going... I've done that, I know that. I've practiced that a million times. And I think that practicing arpeggios from the bottom to the top, or from the top to the bottom, is all well and good. But if you can't play C major on just the D, G, and B strings to the G7, E7. Limiting myself to like these smaller fragments rather than always going, oh, I'm moving to a new chord, I'll jump to the lowest note possible. So arpeggio practice is like definitely a really big part of the way I practice, and I like it. So thank you for the question. Oh Christ, there's a lot of questions here. Lot of questions. Yeah, let's get some more thumbs up. I agree with Art. What can we do if we're stuck? Sometimes I can reach speed, but after a couple of days I go, okay, so I couldn't care less about speed. What I've learned as I get older is that my speed is slowing down. For those of you that have followed me for many years, you'll know that years ago I put out an album called Out of the Ashes, originally under my band's name Hellcat Molly, but I re-released it under my name Levi Clay. And that's a shred album. It's a metal band, hard rock, definitely, actually not really metal. And when I listened back to the solos on that I could not play those solos in a month of Sundays now. I don't have the speed anymore. And that's a weird thing to face up to. But I think that the nature of getting older is about embracing what you've become, what you are becoming, rather than frustrating yourself over what you used to be. So I'm more interested in what I can do with what I have now and the maturity that's in my playing that simply wouldn't have been there 10 years ago, and how much more mature things are going to be 10 years from now, than to go, well, I used to be able to, play all these Zakk Wylde solos or whatever, and now I can't do that. That's for those of you that support me on Patreon and do my weekly guided practice routines, you'll know that a few months ago now, I did do a Zakk Wylde solo, and I spent a couple of weeks trying to build up the speed, and I kind of got there, but not in the same way I did when I was young. And I think what was demonstrated in that is even with weeks of practice, I still wasn't quite there. And those weeks that I put into that could have been better spent on things that are really, really pertinent to my current playing goals. And to me, playing melodically, playing things that are interesting. Being able to take a really simple chord progression like this. If we play C. Like when I'm playing around that chord progression like that, there's a lot of improvisation happening, and I'm never losing sight of the chord progression. That to me is more useful in my playing than being a teenager and going. Yeah. There's no need for that sort of stuff in my playing. I just don't do that stuff anymore. So I know it wasn't quite what you asked. I'm trying to put you off the speed thing. Today is a special day, Luke, because my new book came out, Guided Practice Routines for Guitar, Advanced Level. You should go and buy a copy. Let's keep going. Hey Levi, what gauge are those strings? These strings still have the yeah, the bends were hard for me. Not because bending is hard for me. This currently has 10s on it. I haven't changed the string since I bought it. It was shipped to me with 10s on it. I'm going to put 13s on it because that's what I like on my jazz boxes. Those bends are difficult for me because I don't do those sort of... those sorts of bends. If we're doing more... you know, all my bends are perfectly fine. It's just those Johnny bends, the way he does those... No, it's out of my wheelhouse. Getting those intonated is a nightmare. So YouTube notifications paid off. Yay! Esteban. What does that say? Red bar is... I'm not sure what that means. Considering a soul R&B book yet? Maybe. I've definitely been putting a lot of time into that. Like we're doing... we added Beyonce's Irreplaceable to our set, but I didn't want to play it like acoustic the way it is on the track. So I learned the chord changes, right? It's B flat, F, C minor, E flat with an F in the bass, right? Those are the basic chords. And so I'm going... stuff like that on it, and part of that is still there's a difference between playing things, gigging things, and really being in a position where you feel like you have any sort of authority to teach it, to talk about it like you're an expert in it. And although I've been playing it professionally now for a good few years, there's more. I'm learning more. There's just still more that I'm learning, where I'm doing things to try and get better at it. So while I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, all the things that I like to do all of these... chordal stuff that I do, it's a way off yet. I think. Definitely buy me a new book. Thank you very much. Glad I could catch you live. I'm glad you caught me live too. It's exceptional guitar. The first teacher had one. Oh yeah, great. I've seen. I bought this because Brent Mason had one, and I've wanted this colour one for 17 years. 17 years? 17? 7? Many years. 17 years I've wanted one of these in this colour for. Wondering if piano progress is coming along. I'm a guitar player starting to play piano. Yeah, piano's doing great. It's here. Where did I learn the Super Mario theme for piano? I have the sheet music. I imported some Japanese books on that sort of thing. My piano playing has developed in a way where I don't do any reading anymore. It's all about playing chords, accompanying the singer, improvisation, just chordal knowledge. So come along great. Having a run with Ross Campbell's recent courses. Ross is a great player. He is a great player. I like him a lot. I love and respect Ross. He is such a wonderful player. Lots of questions. The guitar is lovely, I'll give you that. Any suggestions on how to use the half-tone, whole-tone scale in blues? Oh, Javier, thank you so much for asking. I wouldn't consider myself a master of it. I actually came here today to practice it. There are two great books on the subject. I have them both to hand. They're not mine. One is Walt Weiskopf's Diminished Scale. And one is Don Mock's Symmetrical Scales Revealed. You'll notice the guitar on the cover of that is a Gibson Howard Roberts. Another reason I always wanted this guitar. I'm not a master of it. I think that when you're doing that sort of thing, knowing the sound that it creates. So if I play the chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really knowing that sound, right? The scale is one thing. So Don Mock would have you practice like. You can do that, and you can do the fours. All of those sorts of things, but they end up sounding not all that musical. You can do the linear. Whoops. And that's all going to get you there. But I think we all know that playing diminished scale and going it'll get you there if I go. So if I go. It's very linear, but it will get you there. Learning some more like that sounds spicier, playing triads. So knowing I'm just going to lay out a longer G chord. I have to delete that one, don't I? To my ears, that sounds a little bit cooler. Sequence practicing is for me really handy. So playing things like this. I like stuff like that. So. and finding melodies in there that you think are cool. So I quite like this. That's a nice melody, right? And of course, over a G chord, I can play it there. But I can also, or stuff like that I think sounds real cool. And then it's about where you put it in a blues, right? So we want to force ourselves to go, I'll move up the B flat. So if I go, and then forcing. So what I'm doing there, for those unfamiliar, I'm treating my blues as one chord. I'm playing inside, 4 chord, back to the 1 chord. And then here, I'm treating this as an B flat 7 altered chord. And over that altered chord, I can get those. I think that sounds real cool there, so. And then I think the secret is being able to know no matter where I am. So if I'm B flat here, I've got my transition to E flat. But that as a sound, that half-whole diminished sound, which I cannot put into words how much I love, if I put something that I'm likely to have to play, right? So if I go, I mean, I have to play a blues, but. Like superstition, okay? To me, the control with the diminished stuff is being able to use it on stuff like this as well. So just treating it as E minor. But also being able to play and resolve back to my E minor. So on this, knowing that I can, I play the same lick, right? So if I go, from here. Whoops. None of that's there today. Yeah, so to me, forcing diminishing in that setting is good fun. So I'm going to try and do that. Guitar is lovely. That was the blues question. Cool. Guitar solos might come back, it might not. Way my pivot my hand, does it help with fatigue? The way I pick... it's not a beginner question. No, there's no such thing as a beginner question. I've changed my picking hand a lot since playing the guitar. When if you look back at old videos of me shredding, I play like this. And if you ask me to tremolo pick, I do that. So if old videos of me shredding would all be... which I can't do anymore. But everything else is flat hand like this. And my whole philosophy in playing is... this constant motion, right? As soon as I lose that, that helps. There's it's wrist, but there's a little bit of arm movement in there, and then of course the thing that people often struggle with is knowing that it's just related to my strum. And when I strum, if I turn sideways on like this, and you watch my wrist, it comes out like this for anything that's strumming related. So I wouldn't play rhythm guitar like this. You'd never hear me going. It's going to be this. But that way, this is really relaxed, and then no fatigue can come in from this, because this is all just me. It's me actually just doing this with my hand, turning my hand, but because there's a bend in the wrist, it's like unlocking a door. So if I go fast on that. In there somewhere. Now you can see the transition from wrist out for rhythm guitar. And as soon as I go into that lead part, yeah, so that's easier. But fatigue is going to set in on stuff like that when you go faster, the more you build up speed. And something I'm trying to work on myself, trying to stop the tension setting in. But that just comes with practice, right? And practice is good. Put in the practice, you get better. Caption appeared before you say the words. What's in the... Oh, interesting. So you've got closed captions on. And I love Devon Townsend. When do I use open tunings? Very rarely do I use open tunings these days. I can play in open E. I can play in open G. I do that for slide sometimes when I want to play slide. Drop D, my whole album was in drop D. I'm a big fan of drop D, but I don't tend to play in open tunings because I'm a gigging musician and I need to be able to play my songs. I need to be able to play my song. I need to be able to play all my chords. And if I can't play this chord, then it's no good to me. I don't know why I picked that one. Could have been anything. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is going right back to my album. Yeah. My whole album's on Spotify. Link in the description as well, actually. Feeling soul is more important than speed. I agree. No questions. Good. Next level philosophy. Good. I appreciate it. Zach himself isn't slowing down much. That's true. Well, his accuracy isn't quite what it used to be when he was a kid. If you put on the Pride and Glory album, like his playing's changed a lot. I was going to love the speedy. I love the speedy too. Clean and simple. Amp am I playing through? That's a good question. I'm playing for a Kemper Profiler. This is me just using actually it's deluxe reverb. My deluxe reverb sound, which I like a lot. Watching my content for quite a while, appreciate it. Wondering how should I transcribe it, approach it for full time. Transcribe around 2 years. You need to post content online, showing people how good you are, and advertise that you do it. I have put a lot of transcription work the way some of my patrons, they're students that have become people that I send transcribing work to, because they've got better and better at transcribing. You have to be real good, and you have to get a name for yourself. More fake steel licks. Yeah, I can't play steel licks. Easy bend, still great blues response. Great stream, Clay. Thank you. Learning major chord positions. Supervised on the pentatonic we always use. Chord tones come with ear. They shouldn't. Chord tones shouldn't come by ear. We should know them. Move to eights, yeah. Country bends are real bloody hard. They are, yeah. Strong index finger. You do have to have a strong index finger, that is true. This is great. Wrapped up the foundation, but Jesus, there's a lot of comments. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get through them all. I do like Dags. I have a dog. I could bring him in. Flamenco guitar is not really in. I'm not into flamenco. No, I can't say I'm into it. Nice chord soloing. Thank you very much. Snatch spam, yeah. Suggestion to someone who wants to start in an efficient way. In the same way that if you wanted to, I'm currently learning to play tennis, right? So I'm not learning to play tennis by going out and playing with professionals. I'm working on my strokes. I'm learning my strokes. I'm developing my basic game before learning the more advanced stuff. So when it comes to transcribing, you should be able to transcribe simple stuff well. I have a lot of people that come to me wanting to learn to transcribe, and I'm like, cool. So what can you transcribe? They're like, well, I've really been struggling with this polyphia solo or whatever. And I'm like, okay, just let me check. Here's a Hank Marvin solo. Could you transcribe this? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, how long would it take? And they'll say, I don't know, a couple of hours, maybe a day, couple of sessions. And I'm like, you shouldn't be tackling the hard stuff until you've got a mastery of the basic stuff. because that's all foundational stuff. In the same way that I don't think that you should be playing over chord changes until you can play chords. I feel the same with transcription. So, yeah. I am keeping well, having a great day. It's not a question. Say thanks for it. You're very, very welcome. Sean Costello uses shell voicings. Yeah, shell voicing's great. Don Mock's books are fire. His Guitar Secrets, yep. Do you rate the Modern Method book for the modern play? Is that the Berkeley book? Sounds like jazz. Crying, yeah. Sounds like jazz. Yeah. Jazz is music too, Jimmy, if you say so. The thing with, I always say I'm not a jazz player, but like blues and jazz, they're very closely linked. And, you know, I can play blues and I can play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is very old-fashioned. You could play it more like Clapton-y. I'm sticking more to just binary pentatonic stuff. But simple, like, don't use the word jazz, use the word swing, I would say. If you listen to old swing, hearing a guitar go... It's the next step, right? It's still swinging. Then I can make it, I guess, jazzier still if I play more like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2. I'm in B flat, aren't I? simple, right? That's fun. South Park theme. I don't really think Primus are a jazz band. Please, please, please make a transcription of Josh Meader's Wave solo. No, thank you. How do I see the fretboard? Well, I talk about this extensively in like my solo and school videos on YouTube, but also my guided practice routines on Patreon. There's triad knowledge, but to be honest, if I go back to that blues, right, and I go in B flat, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, flat 7. See, notice how I play the wrong note versus the one I'm trying to sing. And I'm singing, like, my pitching's not great, but that's not the point. Like, I wouldn't actually scat sing like that. What I'm going for is when I hear a melody, ba, ba, da, 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 ba, da, ba, da, 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 ba, da, 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 ba, da, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Bo da 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 bo da 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 ba bo da ba da da ba da bo da 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 bo da bo da ba bo da da da. What I'm doing there is I'm trying to lead with this, hearing something that's cool and then playing it. So I wasn't looking at the fretboard. I was being led by the melody. And when I hear ba ba da, there's only one way to two ways to do that. I could go ba or ba, but I didn't. I wanted to slide. Ba da da. I could or ba ba da 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 ba da ba da 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 da. Ba 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 da 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 ba da ba da ba da 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 ba 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 da ba ba da ba da da ba da ba da bo da 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 da. So it's less about position knowledge and more about my ear being really tuned into a melody that I want to play. I know that doesn't help, but tasteful and expressive at the same time. I do my best, thank you. Master at improv, thanks, that's kind. Excessive sounds like Miles Acid years, yeah. It's not a bum note, it's jazzy passing tone, yeah. Eastbound and Down, Jerry Reed, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I'm not doing Josh Meader's Waves, get over it. When I'm improvising over changes, I guess a little bit more's happening. What can I play over? What do I like playing over? I tell you what, let's do something I don't usually play these days. Let's do fusion, right? Let's do the fusion changes. Let's do the boring. Let's do waves. Is it waves? No, sorry, it's fives. Let's go. So A minor to C minor. There's definitely knowledge. Like years ago, I would have practiced C minor. So, in order to play over something like that, what I like to do is a basic exercise, right? If I just move my hand around and then stop anywhere and go this note. So this is a bad note, but I can. This is a good note. A minor is my root. That's my third. There's a sixth. So, I played a lot there. Having that knowledge, no matter what I'm playing, comes from the ability to hear what's coming up, which is a really, I did a video on this a long time ago. It's a really difficult thing to practice, to play A minor. And then hear C. And then ba da 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 ba da There's like a innate connection between the ears and the hands. So I've 20 something years I've been playing the guitar for. So my connection between my hands and my ears is tremendous, which makes me sound really arrogant. But you know what I mean? Like that's the real skill is in that. It doesn't matter the chord changes you put in front of me. It could be something really boring, or something really challenging. But as long as I can see or hear, would be another way of thinking about it. Like when you play the bebop bridge. The I Got Rhythm changes. You're playing an I Got Rhythm tune. Yeah. Sorry. We then go. No thought goes into this for me. I don't even think of the name of that chord, right? As long as I can find that first chord, which is going to be... I would suppose be going back to the B flat, but I don't know what I'm doing the D. I really want the B flat, so I'm gonna, because it feels weird to not go there. So I'm gonna go. Sometimes it goes better than others, but I'm not thinking to myself what chord goes to what chord. I know, and then da 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 is going to take me to the third of that chord, and the name of the chord, I know. If I think about it, I can tell you the name is G, but I don't hear that. I hear, and we go da 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 da. It's going to take me to the third of my next chord. Ba da da da. Will take me to the third of the next chord. So yeah, it's ear. You know, ear is the most important thing. We do need more thumbs up. Love my tab videos. Thank you very much. I love my tab videos too. Sunny Dundee. Well, I'm in exotic sunny Glasgow, so don't know anyone practicing anything but Danny Gatton Telecaster. Yeah, my Danny Gatton Telly is there. The strings on it are absolutely battered. That's why I'm not playing it. I have a question. Why am I so damn angry? I'm not angry in the comment section of my videos. Do I strike you as an angry person? The fact that you've read the comment section tells you exactly why I am the way I am in my comment section, because it entertains people. I'm an entertainer. I'm here to entertain you. Simple as that. I find it weird that folks say blues is easy. I know a lot of accomplished musicians. Oh yeah, damn, tell me about it, man. When I was 15, I thought I could play the blues because I knew the minor pentatonic scale or the blues scale. It's just not. It's not it, is it? Program that separates songs using AI. Just go and check up Levi Clay AI transcribed. It don't bother. It's garbage. Oh, so many comments, which is awesome. I really do appreciate it. Of course, if you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. Specific app. Do I have experience with tremolo bridges? Yes. Muting the springs in the back, just foam under the control plate. Yeah, foam. What kind of guitar would Gordon Ramsay play? That's a good question. What guitar would Gordon Ramsay play? Trying to think of something funny, but I'm not a funny person, so probably don't. He'd probably play a BC Rich bitch. Not because Gordon Ramsay is a bitch, and I can't think of Gordon Ramsay ever calling someone a bitch, but it's the guitar that I could think of with a mildly vulgar name. There's of course vagina guitars, but again, I don't think that's Gordon Ramsay. If somebody could come out with fuck guitars, then he'd play those. My tennis is better than my guitar playing. Great. Can I give a short version explanation on how to use ears in theory to learn a song orally? Pick 2 strings only and give us a solo. I'll do that in a second. Yeah, so when it comes to me learning songs, because I have an internal, in my ear training, I'm always talking, it's a simple process, right? You learn to be able to hear bass notes, and if you can hear root note movement, then you get better at hearing chord qualities on top of root note movement. So if I give you an example of, we mentioned it earlier, but Beyonce's Irreplaceable, like, there are songs that I play where I don't learn the chord. I mean, the goal is to learn the chord progression. But when I play the bridge in that, I know that it goes to the 4 chord, moves up to the 5 chord, then you have the 1 chord, and there's a walk down. So you're going to have, which is going to go down to the 6 chord. So this is going to be 1, 5 in first inversion, 6 chord, 5 chord again. And then we go to the 2 chord, but dominant. And being able to hear that is really nice, because in theory it should mean that if I, for whatever reason, someone wanted me to play Irreplaceable but in the key of F, panic stations, right? But because I've got that knowledge of, oh, okay, so we're going to go from the 4 chord for the bridge, we'll go to the 5, then we're going to go 1 chord, walk down, then we're going to go to that 2 chord. So if you know that the 1 chord is F, then the 2 chord is going to be G. Then we go to where does it go after that? It goes back to the 4 chord. We're in F, so. So I could play that, right? I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I doing? 6 chord. So I haven't played it in the key of F before, but because my knowledge of diatonic harmony is good, that I can find my whatever the chords need to be very quickly in relation to my tonic chord, I'm able to learn things faster because I'm able to hear things faster, because I haven't spent years going, oh, okay, so for this song, I play this note, then I play this note, and then I play this note. Then I play a chord. Then I do that again. And then we change the melody. Like, to me, that all I'm thinking there is 1 chord. 1 chord. 1 chord. 4 chord. Twice. 1 chord. 5 chord. 1 chord. Again 5 chord. And then we'll go. Then 4 chord. 1 chord. And I'm hearing the melody in relation to this. 5 chord. I've never played it like this before, but back to my 1 chord. Dominant. 4 chord. Back to my 1 chord. 5 chord. Back to my 1 chord. So that's Solomon Burke's Cry to Me. All the stuff that I play on that is just flash on top of the fact that I'm just playing the chord progression. So if I play the 1, so all this stuff that I'm playing is embellishments on the thing that I'm hearing, which is so when I'm doing that, when I do, my pitching is just impossibly off. But I'm really thinking about what I'm singing, and the hand is just taking care of itself because I'm hearing how to support the melody note with a given chord. So the more you work on that, the better you get at it. It's not short, but this is what it is. Pick 2 strings and give us a solo. Cool. So do we want backing? What am I playing? Am I playing over changes? Shall I do Shaky Ground? Because I posted a video of me playing over it. So just 2 strings. The D string, sorry. There you go. I thought I was going to play B in high E string, but I kept wanting to go down, so challenge accepted. I think I did okay. I've helped you develop into a guitar. Good, thank you. Can you show us how to use 3 pentatonic scales to improvise, derived from a single diatonic scale with some notes each pentatonic? Yeah, I've got videos from me doing that sort of thing from years back. If I just stay on what we're on here. Can't be doing bends like that and expect it to stay in tune. It's only a Gibson. So to me, there's 2 rather than 3. If I'm playing over that groove, F sharp minor, we've got F sharp minor. We've also got, which is C sharp minor. You have to be careful with this stuff though. Like to me, and you can play a tone higher, minor pentatonic, a tone higher than where we are. So, but of course, when you do that, you're playing 2, 4, 5, 6, 1. So the notes just don't work that well. If you want to do stuff like that, you have to be real slick at going. And I can't play fast anymore. So yeah, I just think you have to be real careful of going F sharp minor. And then resolve it backwards. And then the tricky one. What I think you want to be careful of doing is going it just just sounds like you're playing the wrong minor pentatonics. So yeah, I think it's how you're using it. And I'm a big advocate of lick writing, right? Like line writing, etude writing. So I might go, and I'll force myself to go, okay, what am I going to do here? A strong F sharp minor. So then we'll go. Now I've got a lick that uses 2 minor pentatonic scales. 1. Sorry. Sorry. Then I'd work that until it works. So. It sounds too out to my ears, you know. So not a fan of that. Especially when you compare it to the diminished thing that we were working on, where I go. Lost that one. Let's also never forget that almost nothing beats confidence. You can play a lot of weird shit if you do it with enough confidence. Often I'll have students playing stuff. There's a big difference between me playing... Let's try that again. Even though I can't seem to play the right notes in there. Huge difference between that and some of my students going... You know, the rhythmic confidence isn't there like I'm playing with. Very rarely do I go, oh, what was that? I play everything with a lot of confidence, and I think that really helps. Are we getting to the end of the questions? Another suggestion, play a solo where every 4 to 8 bars you have to rest for a bar at least. I mean, that's easy. That's an easy one. So we got this. Consider doing an album of the scattered minus the guitar, but there's a bad deer if ever I heard one. Danny wouldn't use a Telecaster unless the strings are sticky. Mine are basically there. Going around here, play it. Face, yeah. Can you show me how you add diminished? We did that. We've been doing that all night. Classical pieces. Any tips or advice? Ornamentation? Nah, man, not my area of expertise, and I hate to pretend. I hate pretending like I know what I'm talking about when I don't. So I hope you're able to scat using swag diminished half whole scale over 7 flat 5 sharp 9 chords. Sure. Where did you buy? Oh, the shirt looks like Grandma's wallpaper. The shirt I'm wearing. This is a Boba Fett t-shirt. That's Boba Fett. What's my favourite beverage for warming up for a show? I don't really drink alcohol. Not because I don't like drinking. I don't really drink alcohol because I like drinking too much. So it's really a distraction. Plus also I always drive to my gigs, so I don't have an alcoholic beverage. Also I've been on a mega health kick for 7 weeks. Gym 5 times a week, back to my old ways. I've lost 4 kilos in the last month. I'm playing a lot of tennis. I'm having a good time, and because of that, my palate for what I drink has changed a lot. So I'm drinking, as sad as it sounds, I'll take a really big glass of ice water with just a splash of lime cordial in it, because I'm boring. So I don't drink green tea or any hot drinks. Yeah, my mic's not muted. Gattonites unite. I'm with it. Yeah. Telecaster in the background. Danny Gatton's watching Levi. Yeah. A song or guitar solo that still gives you the shivers after many listens. Oh, there's so many, man. So many. Because I go through phases of listening to things that I haven't listened to in a long time. Like I can always put on like Scott Henderson's solo on Dolomite, like that thing just blows me away every time I hear it. Yeah, so let's go with that. Funky Duck. Yeah. So good. Levi, what are your thoughts on maintaining shred chops as you get older? I haven't. I haven't. I'm a terrible one to ask that because I haven't managed to do it. So play like you're a young man with all the time in the world. Yeah, that's true. I've transcribed a lot of Danny Gat, and I guess I can do more. Yeah. Oh, I'm up to date with all the questions. Okay, cool, guys. So I'm just going to hang around for another 13 minutes, stick around till midnight, and then I'm going to go and get in bed. But yeah, any last questions, get them in. And of course, please do go and buy a copy of this. There's a link in the description. You can get it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. And leave it a review on Amazon. It really, I can't put into words how much it helps getting those reviews in on Amazon. It helps your products to rank. And I can't do what I do. I can't spend hours of my life making YouTube videos for you guys or doing live streams like this, just devoting myself to this rather than having to do a day job if I didn't have all of your wonderful guys supporting me out there. So go and check that out. If that doesn't suit and you're not into books, then check out the link to my Patreon page. Link in the description. You can support me over there for as little as $1. But for $5, you'll get access to all of the transcriptions I post on YouTube. That's value. That's value. You can get access to my ear training videos over there. You can get access to at least 50 hours now of instructional content, of practice routines for you to work on. There's just so much stuff for you to enjoy over there. So if that appeals, go and do that too. That's or do both. Yeah, do both. Why not? Scott is awesome. Haven't drank alcohol for about 6 years. Custom shop strats. Exactly. I think a lot of people, I get accusations from people like, "Oh, did you really need another new guitar?" And all the things that I spend money on, because I have a lot of nice gear, and I don't. I mean, I was going to say I haven't. I actually told my endorser, the company that I endorse the guitars of, to take me off their website, and I don't want a relationship with them anymore. So technically now I no longer have any guitar endorsements because I buy the things I want to play, which is awesome, and I have the money to buy the things I want to play, not because I'm rich by any stretch of the imagination, but because I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. Obviously, when I'm gigging, if I'm in bars, it's because I'm gigging, and I'm not drinking, so I'm not spending money on that. What are my vices? Like... Money. I don't have kids, so that helps. I live in Scotland, so you know, I have a lovely 4-bed house, detached house. It's beautiful. My mortgage each month is £500. You know, like it's cheap to live here. So you'd be amazed how much you can do when you don't drink. When you save yourself for other things. What method do I use for transcription and ear training? Sing a thing, write a thing down. If you can't read the thing, like if you can't play the thing written down, then you shouldn't be writing it down. You should be able to read it. Not sight read it, but you should understand the notation side of things. Or else you've got no business writing it down. You won't see mistakes in your own transcriptions if you can't read back the thing that you've worked on. And having a good connection between the ears and the instrument. Yeah. So. Right, what are we doing? What are we closing with? Let's do some Jim Campolongo. To delete my loop. Fuck that, didn't I? Loops are funny. Sat at 12. I did that for like 15 minutes. Okay, that's enough. Because I could just do this endlessly. Got to know Act, Casey Roberts, Thank You Scientist, any other great bands that flies under many people's radars that I would recommend. I've been listening to Marbin a lot. Marbin, Marbin. I really like the stuff that those guys are doing. Let me check my recently listened to on Spotify, actually. See if there's anything that jumps out. Dismiss. I really like the band Lawrence, more specifically their album Breakfast. I've been listening to that a fair amount. I've been listening to Mattia Mancuso's album The Journey a lot. I've been listening to Gregory Porter, the album Be Good. That's been played a fair amount recently. Let's have a look what else is recently played. I really like Corey Henry's, I was going to say Live at the Piano, but let's say Something, the album Say Something. I really like that record, which I listen to quite regularly. Scrolling through here. I listen to the band Organissimo, but nothing's jumping out as things that people are probably sleeping on that they shouldn't be. You know, Ariel Posen's new album just dropped. I did all the transcriptions for that. That's a good one, because Ariel Posen's awesome. Yeah, that answers that. I haven't been able to bond with it. It's just something about it I don't get on with. It sounds like Doors instrumental, good. Honest Thoughts on Kirk Hammett, yeah. I mean, he's been in Metallica for as long as he's been in Metallica for, so there's that. I don't think he did any great guitar work in his prime, not compared to, you know, you're always going to have Metallica versus Megadeth, like, it's always going to be comparing those two. And when you look at the lead guitar player in Metallica versus the lead guitar player in Megadeth, the Megadeth, Dave always hired amazing lead guitar players, just amazing lead guitar players. Chris Poland just shits all over anything Kirk ever did. I think a lot of people would say some of Metallica's best solos are ones that James Hetfield played. Having said that, Kirk has a sound, lots of people love his sound, and he's really, really influential. And that's the most important thing, right? Like, it's not for me, but lots of people dig it, so, you know, more power to him. I'd say the same about someone like Slash. Not for me, but loads of people love him, love his playing. Cool. I'd say the same about Dave Gilmour. Not for me, loads of people love his playing. In the same way that, you know, I love Danny Gatton, and lots of people don't love Danny Gatton's playing. And I'm never going to sit here and try and convince you why you should like Danny Gatton's playing, because if you don't, then you don't. Yeah, live and let live. I say that. Okay, guys, I'm going to bounce because it's midnight here, and I've been streaming for 2 hours. To what extent do you think Mancuso plays different kinds of fusion licks because he's using that fingerstyle techniques? Zero, because he plays he can play licks that sound like just about anybody. Yeah. So there's that. One last time, please, link in the description. If you've enjoyed this stream, why not go and spend $20 on my new book? Or maybe even, I want to say $5. I don't know how much the Kindle version is. But go and help that storm up the charts because it really does help. So, yeah, much love. You guys have been absolutely awesome. I'll be back to do more streams over the coming days. No, please stay. I'm thinking about doing something like this every night for the next week. Just to make up for what do you mean, dude? Start hybrid picking. I wrote a fucking book on hybrid picking. Hybrid picking's my jam, like all of that. My fingers are like my thing. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll do some more streams soon. Much love. See you for another one soon.